Well, today is graduation day. I've had these rams locked in the pen here for, well, at least a week and a half, possibly even 2 weeks. And today is the day they are getting turned out into another pen. Some people lock their rams in a smaller area when they introduce them to each other, and that's what I do. Now, people have made comments about, they'll put objects in there with the rams when they lock them in this small area. And I have done that before with some things. I do not use like old tires and things. I don't want anything that they may possibly hurt their legs on. Something bigger, maybe like an old, some of these old protein tubs and some things like that, they're not really going to hurt themselves on it, but it's big enough, it takes up some room, and it kind of gives them something else to concern themselves with before they knock heads with their buddy. But as you can see, now when I lock mine in a small area, I mean a small area. These two guys have just got enough room to move around. They've been in here about a week and a half, possibly even 2 weeks. If you'll notice, they don't have a lot to eat here, and that is on purpose for this morning. What they've got there, they've kind of picked through is just some stemmy stuff that's left. When I turn them out in a bigger area, I'd like for them to be hungry. Any set of boys is more agreeable to things when they got a nice full belly. The only time they're more agreeable than that is when they're hungry and they've got something in front of them to eat. Then they're worried about eating instead of pretty much anything else. So that's the way I want them to be when I turn them out to a bigger area. So we're going to take these guys and turn them out. Like I said, other people may put some old tires, tubs, different things in their way when they put them in a small area. I just use an exceptionally small area. Now, that concept of putting things in their way, I do use when I turn them out to a bigger area. Let me show you what I mean. Now, this is where these guys are going to get turned out to. It's about a 24-foot square pen I've got here, and if you'll notice, looks like an obstacle course, and that's exactly what it's meant to be. There's some used waters that I've bought and never have got installed yet, just some timbers, feed troughs, their mineral feeder, their water trough, feeder over there for hay. I've kind of laid things in here so they really don't have a good run at each other without being concerned about something kind of being in their way. So there's nothing in here they're going to hurt themselves with. They've got plenty of room to move. If one of them wants to get away from the other one, they can. And that's generally what it is at this point. One of them might still, when I first turn them out, still kind of want to show some dominance. The other one would just as soon get out of the way. So I am using that concept of old tires in the pen with them, but I do it when I turn them out into a larger area. Hey, you boys know where to go. I'll kind of watch them for a few minutes. I always wait until I know I'm going to be around for a while to turn them out. That way, if they do get too rowdy, maybe I can do something to kind of break them up a little bit. Louie's got to make sure that Grand Slam remembers that he's boss out here too. I don't think Grand Slam is interested in fighting. He just wants to make sure he can defend himself. Now, boys, settle down. think Louis would like to get something to eat, but he's afraid to give up his defensive position. Boys. "30 minutes later. And day 2 of them being in here together. As you can see, they've both been rubbing on my red barn. They are getting along just fine. Which one of them's boss, I'm really not sure. Doesn't make me any difference as long as they've got it settled. If you remember yesterday, one of them couldn't hardly even make a move without the other one getting on the defense. So I think they'll be good the rest of the year. At least until September when they get separated back out for their breeding groups. So that takes care of the rams. The ewes are taken care of out there. They've got their hay. They've got feed. They've got water. I think everybody's in pretty good shape right now. So I'm gonna head on back in the house, get my fingers warmed up, maybe have a cup of coffee. You all have a good day.